Hi, welcome to Life by Laila. Topic today is growing up is hard to do. I am Laila White from Singapore. I'm sitting here with Dr. Komathy of the Lifestyle Clinic. Please share or comment this show if you like it, and email me at lifebylaila@gmail.com. So, Dr. Komathy, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Komathy Rajaratnam. I'm a physician. My special interest is dermatology. Bulk of my practice is aesthetic medicine, but I've also now have special interest in functional medicine, meaning treating people with hormonal imbalance and nutritional imbalance. And it's all about it's under the umbrella of anti-aging, but it's also called functional medicine.
Oh, is it? Okay. So today we're talking about menopause and andropause.
Okay.
So not many people know about andropause, but let's just touch on andropause first.
Okay.
Can you explain to the audience what andropause
Okay,
is?
so andropause, actually a lot of men don't realize there are quite a few of them that actually do go to andropause, and it could occur as early as age 40. What has happened is a lot of people are getting hormonal deficiency at a much earlier age because of stress. Now, stress is the major killer of all hormones. It just kills, brings it all down, and then your body is functioning on subnormal hormones. So andropause, if you did not have stress, you still can get andropause, but at a much later age. Something like how women have menopause, that age, for late 40s to early 50s. Now, what are the symptoms? Now, men, classic, they start feeling negative. They feel that the whole world is gray. Everything is gray. Whatever they see is gray. Fatigue. They find that when they work out, they're not bulking up. There's a deficiency in muscle bulking, and then they start getting illnesses like heart disease, hypertension, and in general, another one is pot belly. They start having a bigger belly, and the body shape changes. More fat, they're harder to lose weight. But the andropause, the most common part is a psychological thing, where they actually, the wives or girlfriends can always say that suddenly they notice they've gone quiet, they're not talking to many people, and suddenly they change a job. Or suddenly they decide, tomorrow I will dump my job, I'll go to a seaside or some godforsaken place, and I'm not going to have anything to do with anyone, just go quiet. That's sometimes a sign of andropause.
So basically, I mean, it's a sudden change of personality,
Yes.
right? Because most of them, if you say walk around with pot belly, I see a lot of them walking around with pot belly. So everybody's now going to say, I have andropause. So let's talk about the hormone side to make people understand what are the hormones when we talk about hormones.
So andropause, classic, is testosterone. So it's a dip in the testosterone level. So anyone who suspects they may be having andropause, they should get the testosterone level checked. Now, this is where the catch is. Now, when we doctors, when the laboratory test comes back, there's a range from lowest to the highest. Now, ideally, any healthy man should have his testosterone level at the upper end of the range, not even middle, upper. So sometimes when the results comes back, it's actually somewhere below middle, but because it's in the range, they will be told you're fine. You're not fine. When you are closer to the lower end of the range, you are actually subnormal, because when you do a range, it's usually when they pick randomly people, anyone who's at the lower end of the range is usually not well.
Okay.
So you don't want to be there. You want to be at the top range where people are super healthy. So this is what men should aim for: testosterone at the upper end of the range.
So andropause, is it different from what do you call it, midlife crisis?
Okay, it's funny you said that, but actually they are maybe synonymous.
Really?
Because it's a sudden change in a character. A person's personality changes, and for the negative, and I most likely it's andropause.
So that means that if they go through midlife crisis, so suddenly the personality is to make themselves feel better, they get a younger woman.
Yep. Or
that's
they
one
get
of the symptoms.
Or they get a Harley Davidson, or they take part in a marathon. These are all the classic sudden changes, and you know that all of a sudden this man is suddenly doing funny things.
But it could be also they say, oh my God, I don't have long to live, so might as well live it up.
but it's happening in younger men.
Really?
Yeah, you will notice that these, you know, where they, especially the Harley Davidson thing and marathon is happening with younger men. And you can tell they are intense. Basically, the body is saying something's not right. So they feel that I need to correct it by doing these things. Not realizing it's actually something to do with just the hormonal imbalance.
Right. So they have to go for testing and then from the blood test or saliva test, right?
Okay, so here is blood tests.
Okay.
But there are some doctors, functional medicine doctors, who a saliva test is more accurate. That is a send-out test because it's not done in Singapore.
Okay. So enough about the men. Here we are about the women. So most women go through it because I remember one of my youngest. I'll talk about the younger people that I know. She was 28 and she went through menopause. Is there a stigma about menopause? Because I know women don't want to talk about it because I think they associate about aging.
Yeah, well, but the problem with the menopause is that the woman has a personality change, right? And the rest of the family keeps far away from her. And she can't understand why everyone is finding fault with her. Because she can't see how she actually has become irritable, loses her temper, depressive, cries for the slightest reason. Of course, children or husbands will think, oh my God, you know, oh, here she comes, her moods change. That is the major problem, and she gets sidelined in the family. And then it actually gets worse because then she gets more depressed, she gets more upset because no one is listening to me, and I feel like I'm not appreciated in the family. But actually the problem with hormones, hormones have a big influence on the mind. And so the lady is really negative, teary, feels horrible. So that's it. Of course, menopause stigma with aging is there, but we all aging, but more is the psychological impact. That's the worst.
Correct. So we wanna reach out to the audience saying that it's got nothing to do with just aging, right? Because young people go through menopause also.
Yes.
So it's just the balancing of your hormones.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because I went through it. I mean, I'm very open about this. I went through it. It's just a feeling that you can't shake off. The symptoms for me were, oh my God, you know, I can't. I keep holding on to this 5 kg without even eating.
Exactly.
And bloatness.
Yes. So this is the other symptom where women say, I'm not eating, I'm really not eating, I'm not losing any. In fact, I'm piling on weight. And that is also another sign that there's a hormonal imbalance. And usually perimenopause, they start piling up. So that's why I always tell women, when you start your 1 kilo up, another kilo up, be careful because that's a hormonal imbalance. Once you correct it, everything stops and you can lose weight easily then. Yeah,
but also the emotional part is, you know, I'm a very energetic person. I like to believe that I'm quite fun. I'm not this angry person that walks around. But there's a looming feeling like I want to crawl. I wouldn't call it depression because I wasn't crying or anything. I want to curl up in a corner and not move and not do anything. You know, so everything, like you said, is gray and bleak. You know, it's just you don't have the energy. So it was a horrible experience for me until I came and see you for.
So many ladies out there, they do not realize when they have that feeling it's actually perimenopausal, and they cannot do anything about it until the hormones are corrected. So for the poor women who go undetected, they actually suffer. They suffer through the whole process, and some of them can be, you know, some of them when they come to my room, I really can tell because they look down and they're looking really lost. I don't know what to do, you know. And the sad part is that the men, okay, you can't blame the men, but they all can't understand the woman, and they don't want to have anything to do with the woman, so it aggravates the whole thing. So that's why divorces around that time, divorces spike.
But I think if we educate the people out there, like the women especially, that this is normal, this is nothing to be ashamed of. Like I said, I keep emphasizing that women that are young also have imbalanced hormones. So it's not like, oh, I'm so old, I don't want everybody to think that I'm old. And
but you see, the thing is, okay, that's a funny thing you said. When you start menopausing, women tend to look older because the estrogen is the youthful hormone. When you have estrogen, you blossom. Now, when there's lack of estrogen, you're like a dried prune. Basically, your skin becomes dry, your hair thins out, you go sallow. So this is where when you replace hormones to optimal level, you get it all back again. You come alive. It's really like a flower that's wilting, blooming back again. So it's not that you didn't have to live with it. There are now new ways of treating this, and you can live a very good life here, mine, but at the same time look good, not age so rapidly.
Yeah, but that's interesting because you said that for you it's not treating just the body but the mind first.
Of course, the mind is so important. The mind. So what you see on the face is sometimes the reflection of what you're thinking.
True.
So mind is really important.
So let's talk about the hormones for the women. So for the men, the testosterone level drops.
Yeah.
What about the women?
It's the estrogen, the most important estrogen, and there's progesterone too. So two hormones that are the most important is estrogen, but progesterone also plays a part in that, in balancing so we tend to correct both of them at the same time.
Okay, what's the function for progesterone?
Progesterone is calming, and it sort of counterbalances the effect of estrogen. So excessive effect of estrogen is counterbalanced by progesterone. The other thing is that we have actually a high incidence of breast cancer, fibroids in the uterus and breasts, and young girls are getting menses early. It's because of a thing called xenoestrogen. Xeno means not natural estrogens that get into our body from plastics, from pesticides, from things that we inhale or eat. So these things, they become molecules that look like behave like estrogen. So they go to the receptor, they sit on the receptor where our normal estrogen will be, and they will fill up all the receptors. So the body thinks that, oh, I've got estrogen, and sometimes too much estrogen. So that is where they call estrogen dominant, where people actually behave like they've got a lot more estrogen, with big boobs, big tummy, irritable and all that. And then relatively progesterone is okay, but progesterone seems to be lacking because of the imbalance. So progesterone in these women is very important, and also for any woman who's perimenopausal, because xenoestrogen so it blocks off the effect of these not natural, unnatural estrogen. Progesterone protects women.
So for example, testosterone level has to be low for women, right?
Yeah.
So it balances out. Estrogen has to be high.
So testosterone for women is also important. You know where? Libido. So women who have lack of sex drive is because of low testosterone. So they need to have a little bit of testosterone given to them. Once that's done, the drive comes back. And that's also another disaster with perimenopause, because the man wants sex and the woman says, no, I'm not interested.
But maybe they're not interested in the man. So they just say, I'm menopausing. I'm so sorry.
Well, then there's a recipe for disaster.
Okay, so the three elements of the hormones are important to function, right? So, okay, let's talk about the lack of libido. This is a very interesting subject for women. So you encounter a lot of this also, no? Because, my God, first you're bloated, then your hair is thinning, then you feel like crap, and then you have to entertain your partner. Does this happen also for men?
For men, of course. When testosterone is the major hormone for libido, so when it starts going down, the best way to know is, sometimes without doing the blood test, you can tell. You just have to ask a man, early morning erection, do you still get it? And they may, so if it's starting to go down, the erection may be there, but it'll be a not so strong erection. Nearly all men have early morning erections. So if that is not there, then it's bad news.
So now a lot of wives and girlfriends will be checking and seeing whether or is it them?
Yeah, so then they will know, right? The diagnosis is made. Okay, you need to go and get yourself sorted.
But is it as easy as it is, because I know it's this is such a big stigma, you know, about coming to have yourself checked. Because libido, I mean, this is important, right?
Yes, especially for the men, because of the ego, you know.
Right.
So a lot of them rather just pretend, but of course in the marriage it can be a problem. So that also can be a problem, and the woman wants the sex, the man can't perform.
Right.
And then he doesn't. Or a lot of the time they don't even know where to go, what to do.
Right.
Oh, that's another thing. A lot of this ignorance too, you know. And also now there's fantastic treatments. Okay, that's another interesting thing. A lot of people, men go and use Viagra as a quick fix, right? But it's not really good because it's got side effects. The best and most natural way to fix it is to replace your testosterone, because testosterone also protects the man against heart diseases, dementia, prostatic cancer. There's a whole lot of illnesses that testosterone in optimal level will protect the man. Likewise, estrogen in optimal level is so important for women for heart disease. Do you know that this dementia is now linked with also lack of estrogen?
Really?
Or thyroid, that's another one. They have to check for thyroid. That's also another important thing. And estrogen also, funnily, the perimenopausal time is where if you see there's a spike of breast cancer, and ovarian cancer comes later, but spike of breast cancer. And then in the old days we used to say, oh, estrogen is the one that caused breast cancer. Actually, it was synthetic hormone therapy that was linked to a higher incidence of breast cancer. But now we have got natural hormone therapy, basically made from yam, wild yam, that the molecules are so similar to our own hormones, where the synthetic ones were made from, so progesterone that was from synthetic was made from horses' urine. Basically, horses' molecules were not the same as ours, so it was causing a lot of problem. And the difference with synthetic and natural, synthetic you take it orally. Now, when you take anything orally, it has to be attached to something which will take it from the gut into the blood system. Now, that thing has to be broken off from the active ingredient in the liver or kidney. There are two places. Now, there's always then a load on the liver. Then there's whatever that has been broken off stays around. So this is where you have issues. Whereas with natural therapy, it's usually creams.
Right.
Basically, applying your skin. It penetrates and it goes straight into the blood systems and straight to the active organ. No need to be broken down the liver or kidney.
Right.
So this is where you bypass all the problems that are associated with the old HRT.
Right. Yeah. So because I'm under with you, I'm doing what is it called?
Bioidentical, BHRT.
Yeah. But that's not as easy as it is, because
No.
I have to come back to you and then we do blood tests and we have to balance it again, right?
Because we are changing as we age.
Right.
So our need for hormones may increase, right? Because you see, as we age, our organs are also, it's just like a car that's been running for many years. Eventually the battery fails. I mean, it starts to fail, right? There's only so much capacity in anything. So same with organs too. Organs start to not produce enough, and so we are all living in a quite perfect world, we hope to. So we want to be mentally alert, physically fit, looking good. So that's when you put the hormones back in. Now, I used to wonder, why is it that we need now at a younger age to put hormones back? Whereas of all these old folks up in the mountains in some villages, they look good, they still have sex at the age of 80, 90 and fit as. And why are we at age 40 plus already like no sex, looking like shit and got all sorts of illness? It's the stress. Stress and bad diet, the combo, So we there's a no-win situation because we live in the city. So you have to accept that we will have to replace whatever we can't make.
Right. We also have to accept the fact that we are very lucky also. There are so many different ways to come and help ourselves.
Exactly.
And this taboo thing in your head, thinking that, it's not going to happen, or I don't want people to know that I am going through menopause or pre-menopause. It's strange because I remember when I was in the gym once and I was talking to a lady and I was very open about it. After seeing you, right, I went and go like, I just did this test, and this woman was telling me, she said, you shouldn't be talking about this. And I said, why not? She
Yeah.
was like, but this is something that you don't discuss because it's very shameful. I said, for who? I said, it's not shameful. I said, we are living things. Things are
Yeah.
going to happen. Like for you to say that we are like a car, we need to keep our maintenance. This is how it is, right?
Oh, which don't have to be shameful. It's part and parcel of our aging.
Right.
Everyone is aging.
Right.
So it's there's nothing bad about okay, some of us need help earlier, some later, some are very fortunate they may not even need it.
Right.
So, but why do you need to suffer when you can not suffer? That's it.
Yeah.
So and the other thing is it's some of them get scared, because there's this cancer thing with all that. But now, we do checks. We do the checks, make sure you have no cancer. Then we give it to you, we monitor. So it's done properly. Of course, they must go to a doctor that knows the stuff.
Right.
That's another issue. And not any old person, because you need proper treatment. It's not. It's people are trained. They know exactly how to do it well.
So if somebody's going through this, is there a special name, like you said, to go to a specific
functional medicine, or it's called anti-aging medicine, functional medicine, or integrative medicine? These are the names they've given to this field of medicine. Of course, endocrinologists look after. So there's a specialist who looks after your hormones. But you see, I used to study. I'm a conventional medical doctor. We were taught to prescribe drugs. This is also, I feel a lot of it is, why do synthetic now that we have knowledge about replacing a lot of things and treating things naturally with vitamins and bioidentical hormone? I would never go that way, So, but of course, unfortunately it's a small group of doctors that believe in this and have actively trained themselves in this to help patients,
Right.
Yeah.
Let's touch on thyroid.
Okay.
That's an interesting subject also, because I was on a thyroid medication also, right? So
Yep.
can you just explain to them?
Okay, so women, most of you out there, once you get the age of menopause, most of your thyroid hormones are low, because every endocrine, so thyroid gland, ovaries are all endocrine glands. And like I said about that story about battery, slowly losing its capacity, it's the same with all organs. So your thyroid will also be low. Now, when you have low thyroxine, you tend to put on weight. And however much you starve yourself, you will never lose that weight. The other things, your hair will start dropping, you start getting a bit slow, and then you can, so thyroxine is very important. So basically, when it comes to this age where hormones are, you have to treat all the hormones at the same time.
Right.
That means when you do a test, it's to test every hormones, not just sex hormones. You need to test for thyroid hormones too, because thyroid and cortisol, that's another one. They all help each other. That means they basically intertwine. If one goes out of sync, the others are affected.
Right.
So
Makes
you
sense.
need to treat all of them.
Okay. So what are the symptoms for, we've spoken about the symptoms of menopause, right? One is thinning of hair.
Yep.
Say, pre-menopause, what are symptoms first?
Okay, pre-menopause, usually it's usually 5 years before menopause. And usually the menses can be a bit irregular.
Yeah.
They can start having fatigue. They can start being teary.
Okay.
So they can have the symptoms of menopause and some hot flushes, but the menses, they still have menses.
Right.
Whereas menopause, the menses then stop.
Yeah.
So this is just a start before the menopause comes.
So it's like five years before that.
About 5
About
years
5
before
years.
that, yeah.
Okay. So menopause is just no period.
No period.
But if you don't treat it with putting the hormones back, what will happen to you?
Basically, some people, okay, if you suffer then basically hot flushes that can go on for years.
Right.
So it disrupts your sleep. So some people have lack of sleep. They
Right.
struggle because every time you go to fall asleep, you get woken up because you're drenched. Then you take some time to fall back to sleep.
Yeah.
Then you get woken up again, drenched. So you have a problem, insomnia.
Right. Are you okay? You want some water?
Water.
Hang on a second. Go ahead. It's live. Poor Dr. Komathy. So I went through that, the hot flashes. So I remember having dinner with my friends, and it's awful for us because awful for us because we put on makeup, try to look nice, and blow our hair, and suddenly I hate aircon.
Yeah.
I really hate aircon, and I had to sit right in front of the aircon to be blown because suddenly it's just streaming of sweat. What's the point of putting makeup and hair? I mean, blow your hair, right? So I went through that period for a long time until I went to see you, and I couldn't understand it. But my mother also, is it also genetic? Because my mom went through menopause quite early.
Yeah, so it runs in the family. So usually I get a history that sometimes a mother would have menopaused early. Then more likely you would also.
Right.
Then you will not have the symptoms early, because sometimes they're wondering. I mean, my menses I'm still having regular menses, but I feel menopausal already with the hot flushes and fatigue, and so it could be early on starting, and sometimes all of a sudden, I know women at age 40, no periods, totally gone.
That's one thing that I like about this whole incident of menopause. I don't have a period anymore.
I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
See, men think that we love having the excuse of having period.
Oh,
we don't.
No.
We don't. It's
nobody loves periods. They must be none.
No, they see it as an excuse. Yeah. They've got PMS, but it's not true. It's awful.
Yeah, it's an awful period. Even the PMS is awful.
So, is it also true? Is it a myth that they say if you get your period earlier, you menopause earlier too?
Yes, it's not a myth. It's true. It's true. But if you do get, So sometimes that's why they always find out when you have your period and when you're going to menopause. So the longer that you have influence over with the hormones, there's a link to the chances of cancer or youthfulness. Everything. There's interplay on all these things. So, but a lot of the girls are now getting their periods earlier, which is what I talked about. It's actually something to worry about, because it's it's not natural.
So it's all what we eat, we consume, we smell, all this. It's happening, to the new generation.
Yes,
now.
yes.
What was that? Let me just go through the questions that I have. So you say it's natural. Okay, is there anything that, for example, foods that we can eat to help us at the same time besides the bioidentical?
Any soy products, they will help to increase your estrogen, because they're the molecules isoflavones, they are similar to estrogen, so they can help the symptoms. Okay. But too much of soy, because it's GMO, so that is also not a good one now.
Okay, explain to them what's GMO.
Just genetically modified, right? So basically they're not natural anymore. So they may act in a different manner in your body. So
what can we eat?
Which is true, which is a good question, because a lot of things, because of population, you want to produce more, and you have GMO, genetically modified. But it's now we realize that a lot of things that we did to help has actually got repercussions. So so we have. So once you have that knowledge, you just need to. I always tell my patients, go and find out for yourself. Right. There are lots of books on treating menopause naturally, also about bioidentical hormone therapy. Go find out what is it all about, instead of getting all scared off by some doctors don't believe in it. They don't believe that it works. Oh, it works fabulously. I have lots of patients who are happy and will never stop it. And the funny part is one of my trainers, he's a renowned endocrinologist. He said the sad part is that when they're perimenopausing is when the highest incidence of cancer, because you know why? As we just said, cancer, there's a link to the mind. When you are stressed, that's the time they are stressed. They're depressed, and they can't sleep, and they are. So what won't come? When you're in that position. Plus, the home situation will also be not so conducive, because nobody wants to be your friend, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be far away from you. So it's a terrible situation. So that's why a lot of cancers occur in that period. So correcting the hormones when they are starting to get the symptoms will actually protect them
Right.
from this terrible illness.
So do you think that like changing your lifestyle also helps, like exercise,
Yes,
meditation?
of course. Meditation is so important. I think everyone should meditate because we are living in a very stressful environment.
Yeah.
All my patients, from acne to hair loss to every illness these days, polycystic ovarian syndrome, they're all stress, food is another thing. Sugar, out, totally out. Sugar's out, and meditation. Once you meditate, you get good sleep and exercise. Exercise is just simple walking. For those who can't, don't want to go to the gym, just walk.
Yeah. I think also meditation. People are so stressed about this word meditation. Misconception about meditation is actually spending time with yourself for quietness alone.
Correct.
To find without thinking or thinking about something that you enjoy and
Exactly.
That's meditation to me.
No, I agree with you. It's as simple as that. Because a lot of them who are type A, who are super active, they always say, oh no, don't mention meditation. I can't even close my eyes.
Right.
But you put it very well. All it needs is a quiet moment. Of course, for these people, quiet they cannot handle, but they need to force it. It's with everything, discipline, right? And once you break through, then you're fine.
Yeah. But I think also people are afraid for what they find when they keep quiet, because you need a lot of distraction to actually mask a lot of things that you don't want to see.
Yeah, but that's bad. You know what I mean? It's really bad.
Yeah, but I think that everything it's easy if you don't put too much stress about it. Like meditation, you have to be quiet and close your eyes. I mean.
But you see, that's the thing. A lot of them then turn to it only when they're ill.
True.
Why wait till you're ill? So all my patients who are ill, then I have to tell them, okay, now you need to meditate. Why didn't it start early on? When you're already getting your symptoms of stress and distraction, can't sleep, and all that. Meditate, and actually meditation solves so many issues.
Yeah, but I think the definition of meditation scares people.
Yeah, basically all it is you just have to, there are so many applications, guided meditation. All they say is sit quietly, just watch your breath.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. Everyone can do that.
Or also take a walk. Or somebody told me, I can't remember who it was. They said that try to find once a week something that makes you like go wow in nature. That's in nature. It can be anything. It can be the sunrise. It can be the leaves. It can be that will put you grounded. That's what it is. No.
Apparently, walking in amongst the plants or the trees, apparently is very therapeutic.
Yeah, because we're so busy anyway. So everything is busy. So getting back to this menopause. Okay, so alternative foods, we talked about soy. We talked about what other foods can replace this?
You mean
for the hormones?
Hormones. Just at the moment, it's just soy. That's all. That is the closest. Then there is of course the herbs. But they're not very effective. There are various herbs for calming and for sleep. But the best is just to replace the hormones, and most effective. And also they work on a molecular level with the way the body functions. The herbs and all don't. They just fix. It's like taking a sleeping tablet. You just take some herb to put you to sleep. That's it. It doesn't address the underlying factor, which is the lack of hormones. And the hormones a lot of people don't understand. For our general health, the two most important things are hormones and the minerals and vitamins.
Right.
These two, these two together is to be optimum for us to be healthy and have no illness.
Right.
When either one is lacking or both lacking, you're in trouble.
But you take good care of yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm like you, right? I'm menopaused a while, and this is why I went and learned, one, to heal myself, and then my patients too, because I see so many women suffering, and it's been an amazing journey. This because it's all about being healthy. All of us want. I mean, dementia is on the rise. I am scared shit about that, and nobody even knows what's it about. And so this whole form of medicine is all about picking things early. You don't want to wait for liver function to go AY, or that means you're already in disease state. It's pre-disease state. Pick it up early, correct it, and then you're good for a long period. I want to be, when I get old, I want to have my faculty here, the brain working pretty good, and also able body, so I can travel and not fall and break my hip or my wrist, and then stay at home and get depressed.
But you are like the spokesperson for this, because you take very good care of yourself.
Do. No sugar. I'm on a low carb diet, or sometimes keto diet, because of one, my parents have been both are diabetic, and my mom's side of the family has got a high incidence of Alzheimer's. So I have to really, I actually have been studying a lot on how to prevent dementia. So basically sugar is one of them, thyroxine, hypothyroidism, estrogen. So I've been replacing my hormones and whatever nutrition is lacking. So that touch wood, I don't go that way,
because I come from a family of heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, you name it, we have it. So the only difference is I do try, because I'm very lucky because I got into the fitness profession, but I truly believe it. And I'm also very lucky where everything that goes wrong with my body, I have you to advise me, and you were very, very open, and you were very, very kind to help me out, because I didn't understand it.
Actually, Laila is amazing, because just like you, a lot of them don't understand. And then, but because we are experts in this, we the moment you have just to say, the symptoms, we can really put it together.
But you also don't give yourself enough credit, because there's a lot of professional that you go and you say, I don't understand. They go like, oh, okay, just take the pill. You took the time to explain why, because it was very scary that you don't. I'm a person full of control. Once you lose control, I mean, like, to me, the biggest issue was, like I said, this bloatness. I couldn't get rid of, and also that wanting to curl up in a corner. That's not me.
Because you're an active person, and that's called. See, I always like my patients to empower themselves with knowledge. Because once you have knowledge, you can look after yourself, and other things, with diet. I can't be your nursemaid to tell you, okay, you have to eat this correct. If you take it on for yourself, then you can look after yourself. I may not be in the picture, but you will continue to look after yourself, be healthy, and then you can advise other people to likewise.
But also the society also have to change. Like, for example, the stigma of anything that you do as women, right? If you're crying because you guys are jerks, we cry, right? And then they go like, oh, what are you? What's happening? You're menopausing? That has to bloody change, because we now can say, are you andropausing?
Which is true. So there's one function I'll never forget. It was a lunch, and everyone there. Some man made a slight comment about his wife menopausing. And all the men look like, oh yeah, they're a bit of a side remark. And then I turned, immediately I said, excuse me,
good
guys,
for you.
I'm a doctor here, and now I need to tell all you guys something that you guys don't realize. Your poor wives here have no control over what they're feeling. They really have no. If they had control, do you think they want to be miserable like this?
True.
So you have to be patient, or take them somewhere for treatment. But please don't make remarks like this. It doesn't help anyone.
So that has to change. I think that women also need to be bold and take care of yourself, and find out ways to take care of yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you.
Well, okay, on the other side, we have women who say, well, you know what, I don't care. They all have to manage. I'll be myself. I'm not changing. There are also women.
But change in what way? What do you mean?
If you have problems with me,
right?
Well, you have to manage it, like at home. There are some women like that. Like, I'm not changing.
But okay, for me, the personality, I understand. I'm not changing because of my personality or whatever. But if you're balding,
yeah.
See that? I can't handle. Like, I freaked out when my hair was dropping, you know, like...
and it's so sad. You know, it's so simple treatment for female baldness. The problem is the pharmaceutical companies have gone hey with male baldness, right? There's minoxidil everywhere. There's Propecia and all that stuff.
Right.
The poor women are losing hair and nobody has addressed that.
Like for me, I can understand, hey, you don't want to change your personality, fine, you know, let them deal with it. But for me, it's like, I look at, if I wake up and my hair is all on my pillow, you remember, I freaked out. My God, I don't want, I mean, I'm already dark, I'm already loud, and I'm walking around bald. It's awful, no? Oh my God. So let's talk about a little bit about you. You know, how do you take care of yourself? What are your philosophies in life? And I think it's a bit more interesting.
Okay, so for me, the most important is my mind, right? So I meditate every day. I started with my divorce, you know, and that's how I found out about meditation, because I was going through a bit of a depression. And what brought me out of the depression was the meditation. I got up the antidepressant like in 2 months, and that was it. And then with meditation, I started then, you know, somehow meditation gives you intuition about a lot of situations, how to handle situation. One. The next is, of course, then I was perimenopausal, around the time of my divorce. So they are saying that. So I don't know what caused it. I think it's divorce. May have aggravated us. So of course, and you know, the hair is starting to thin out, and you know, complexion, pigmentation started to bad, putting on a bit of weight. So then I started correcting my hormones, and of course I could not sleep. Now I run a very busy practice. 3-4 nights in a row I could not sleep, and then I thought, heck, I have to get my hormones in check, and then my sleep came back, energy came back. I felt I look good.
Right.
People always say, oh, you're so you're looking always youthful, and you look like you are full of energy. So, and that's the hormones. Of course, the vitamins and all. Then I started checking the B complexes. So the most important is like vitamin C. Okay, now the cancer scare. So I put a lot of antioxidants. I take a lot of antioxidants, which also help with repairing and anti-aging. But more is just, I just want to be healthy, so repair the body, so all the antioxidants and all the essential like vitamin Bs, and those are the main things that I take. And the most important, in last 10 years, I've been on a low carb diet, and that's why even though I'm menopaused, I have not put on weight. So a lot of the Indian ladies, they always ask me, how is it you have not put on? In fact, you've lost weight. I said it's because I have cut carbs out of my diet, and I've been very diligent about it. And so yeah, you have to make some sacrifices. You know, you can't have everything and then want to still look good. You can't.
But people always say, oh, but you know, that's so hard. Not everything is hard.
Everything is hard,
right? But you can't complain and you don't do anything about
Correct.
it. You know,
Yes.
that really, that's one of the things that really takes me off when people go like, oh, but of course, like you can do it. No, it's not so easy for us. It's not easy for me too.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I serve some of those women. I say, all you need to do is zip your mouth and take yourself to the personal trainer like yourself.
Yeah, but personal trainer, see, this is okay. So you getting into what I do for a living. Personal trainer, you spend an hour with us. You have 23 hours on your own.
Yes.
So if your mindset, I mean, now I know. I was talking to a friend of mine, Bill. Like, there's a lot of demons out there in sense that in our industry, there's always the quick fix. You know, do this, you can lose weight. But it's not realistic, because diet plays the biggest important role in losing weight and maintaining weight, right?
Very much.
So, but now it's for us. It's like, you know, you spend 1 hour with us and you expect miracles. 23 hours later, you eating whatever crap you don't follow. You don't follow what we say.
Exactly.
And then I am in the wrong industry. I should have been a plastic surgeon. I should. Then the people go like, hey, how to take off this? I go like, come, let me suck it out.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. It's a temporary thing, you see.
Yes.
Then they will balloon back again, because it's, you know, maybe you have to staple the stomach.
Even that, it doesn't work, you know.
Yeah. You have to hit, it's the mindset.
What do you do for fun?
Oh my God. Oh, that's my best part. That word fun. Okay, glass of wine, red wine is like my chill thing, and then music or dancing.
Wow.
But I haven't been doing much dancing lately because I haven't got my gang of girlfriends. And travel, I like to travel. So whenever I work very hard, okay, there's one place I always go to is Bali to chill. I basically go in on my own. A lot of people get surprised. They think I've got a boyfriend in Bali.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, but sometimes we need to have our quiet moment. I actually go in for 24 hours at least. I don't see anyone. I don't talk to anyone. And what amazing. And then at the same time, I have the time to reflect on what's happening, what's happening and what's going to happen and all. So I think all of us need to have a time on our own every now and then, you know. So this is my recharge strategy.
So do you get a lot of, you look good for your age?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know how insulting that is? I want to tell everybody, don't ever go up to a person and say, you look good for your age, because there are people younger that don't look good. Just say you look good. That's it, full stop. That's a compliment there. It's true, no?
Yeah. It's actually not,
I guess some people go like, you look good for your age. No, I look good.
I look good, period.
Here we are teaching people how to give compliment also. So, what is your outlook in life now?
Outlook in life is basically I'm blessed. I'm in a profession that I love, and I can do. I love helping people, and through this profession, there's the potential to help people is so much. So this is what I do, of course, I started with aesthetics, which is physical, physically helping a person to look better.
Yeah.
And then they feel better.
Right.
But then that's when my journey into hormones and all went, because then I get them also to feel better within, health-wise. And then just be happy and enjoy them every moment. For me, nowadays, this is what I do every day. I just live that day. I don't plan too much these days, because then it's a lot of disappointment. You expect something to happen that way, or expect someone to behave that way. I stop doing it, so I don't get upset unnecessarily.
Yeah, I think you have also blossomed a lot from the last time. I mean, from all the time that I've known you, because
of course I'm working on myself, right? Because I don't want to. I hate that feeling of feeling bad, or angry, sad.
Right.
And it's all, and then that's how I've also gone into spirituality. So I attend talks. I read lots of, the old days. My novel would be crime thriller. That's all I read.
Okay.
I love thrillers because it's your detective work. Now all my books are on spirituality, and it's amazing because we get to an age where we have a lot more issues. We have issues with spouses or partners, children, parents. It's everywhere, and then and more responsibilities. So the stress builds up. So we have to learn how to manage it, and that's how the spirituality, in whichever way, I try to read up on different, like Buddhism and all that, and it's amazing. And so I'm working on myself. I'm not there yet, but it helped me get there.
So the tip is, if you have hormonal imbalances, you get that repaired. And like I said, it's not like a quick fix. Don't think that it's magic. It's come back, and then you have to do blood tests again. You have to look at it and balance it again. If everything is stable and you're still miserable, you need to start working on yourself.
Yes, which is true.
You cannot just blame it on hormones.
No,
okay?
Yeah. I think everyone's got their responsibility to reflect and then find out what is the problem.
So one thing that your family and your family, like your kids or your parents, and if you have siblings and friends, don't know about you, what is that? Do you know?
I'm actually quite conservative within myself.
You are conservative.
Old-fashioned.
You are.
I am. I mean, a lot of people think because the way I look modern, I go dancing and I drink and I laugh and I joke, but deep down I got a lot of very old-fashioned values.
Yeah, but it's nothing to do with just enjoying life, but your values is still very intact.
Yeah, but people will think, then
She's
you
so
mu-
wild.
You must look that part, very like that.
Because you are a certain age, and you're also a doctor.
Yeah, that's another thing. My God, so sometimes when I go clubbing, I have to look around, and if I already plan a strategy. So a patient comes and say, "Doctor, I saw someone looking like you." Then I say, that's a girl walking around looking like me.
But isn't that sad? This is your profession,
Yeah.
and you do it very well, and you help a lot of people, women and men. But you also have a life that you want to go
Of
out
course,
and enjoy.
I'm still, I am, other than being a doctor, there's another side of me, isn't it? Which I can't change.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so of course, if you see me as a doctor, I'm
You're very
proper.
professional. Yeah.
And sometimes they say not that friendly at times.
Really?
Yeah, there are some people say, oh, she looks a bit, or the men. Because I always have that facade, right? Not get too friendly. But some people might misinterpret it. So I'm a bit stern.
Really? I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Okay. She's always like, Laila, we got to do this test. I'm really worried about this, So she's very concerned, overly concerned. I'm like, oh my God, is it my hair again? So any last advice that you want to give, any last words that you want to give to the audience?
So,
let's start with male
men,
first. Yeah.
Men, okay, now if you do not feel good, go see a doctor like myself, and you want to function myself, go get yourself checked. These days it's better to get yourself checked earlier, because we are getting ill earlier in life. So there's nothing wrong with getting yourself checked. Then you feel good and you can function normally. Women, same as that. Main thing is you will know if you're not feeling good. You're not. You have got different symptoms and all. Same thing. Come see a doctor like me. There is solution. So why suffer? There's no need to suffer. And that's my take home advice.
Yeah. Don't suffer. There's no need to suffer.
No need. We are not here to suffer.
Yeah, and also don't need to be linking it to age. Okay.
No. Why age? We are just living, right? I don't know what's this thing about age.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are just living life.
And you see us women. I'm 50, so we are 50 and whatever age it is.
Age.
Yeah, whatever age is. We are living and we are very happy. We are functional and we look good and we take care of ourselves. And if you are able to do so, if you go to the right person, get the right advice.
Exactly.
And take time to take care of yourself and not the whole function of the family. Because if you break down women, the whole house breaks down.
Which is true.
Yeah. So take care of yourself first.
Yes.
Be a little bit selfish, it's okay. On that note, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Komathy.
That's all right. Thanks for having me.
Of course, this is fantastic. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next week. Maybe not, because I'll be traveling to Jakarta for bigger news. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.